Hello there guys and welcome back to Blues Fans TV for my live review of Bayern Munich 4, Chelsea 1. I never pressed live. I don't understand why I was live already. YouTube changed things that I didn't realise they changed. So, I don't understand what's going on, which is a bit weird. I do apologise for this, well, very odd thing to happen really. But here we are. We'll have to cut this out after. But it is what it is. Like I said, hello there guys and welcome back to the review of Bayern Munich 4, Chelsea 1, of our last game of the season, of a long season, a very, very, very long season has come to an end. A season that was interrupted in the middle, which of course is, we all know plenty about that, I guess. Meaning the season lasted until August 8th of 2020. And yeah, we were showing up our limits today. It's quite, simply put like that. Were any of us expecting to get a huge result out of this or not? I don't really think so. We had so many injuries. We, as it is, don't have the best squad in comparison to Bayern Munich especially. And, it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. We were showing up our limits. Could we have done a little bit more today? I'm sure we could. Still don't understand at all why we didn't make any more substitutions. Don't comprehend that. But it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. Of course, if you're new here, please make sure you subscribe to Blues Fans TV. We're still on the long road to 200,000 subscribers. And help us get there. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. And if you have, tell your mates to subscribe. That'd be bloody brilliant. And of course, drop a like. How many people is that watching? 330 of you watching. A lot of you probably thought, where the hell is this guy? When you saw an empty chair set here, which is bloody brilliant, I guess. Still have no idea how on earth that happened. I never pressed go live. So I'm very confused as to how this happened. Honestly, I'm very confused as to how this happened. I do very much to apologise. But there's still 380 apparently, or 360 of you watching now. So drop a like. We only have 74 likes. What's wrong today? It's not going well. We only have so many likes. So please drop a like. That'd be massively appreciated. So talking about the game though, because that's what at the end of the day we are here for. Let's show you the formation that UEFA said we turned up in. We didn't really at all, but that's the formation that UEFA said we did turn up in. At least the players were correct. So it was Willy Caballero in goal, a back four today of Christensen and Zuma as the two centre backs, Reece James and Emerson Palmieri as the two fullbacks, I guess, with Azpilicueta injured and Marcos Alonso suspended, and then a midfield three of N'Golo Kante, Mateo Kovacic and Ross Barkley, and a front three of Mason Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Tammy Abraham, in my opinion quite surprisingly starting over Olivier Giroud. But in the first half, that was barely a 4-3-3. And if anything, it was a 4-3-3 that had Hudson-Odoi on the left or right, because we constantly swapped it, as part of the midfield three, and then it had a front three of Mason Mount, Ross Barkley and Tammy Abraham. It was very, very strange. I wouldn't be able to put my finger on it. And then in the second half, it was a very simple 4-3-3 that had Kovacic at the base, Kante to his right, Barkley to his left, and then Hudson-Odoi on the left, Mount on the right, wing respectively, of course, and then Tammy Abraham up front. So, it was a bit weird. Don't really know what the lineup idea was today, because in the first half, it honestly looked like for at least the first 20 minutes, that Hudson-Odoi was genuinely just man-marking Alphonso Davies until he got within 25 yards of the byline. So I don't really understand what the whole point was, but, I guess it is what it is. Going into the game, though, it didn't take us long to go behind. Only 10 minutes, because that's when Bayern Munich were awarded the penalty after Caballero brought Lewandowski down. He was just simply put through by, don't remember who, to be honest. Don't remember who assisted or played that pass, but he just made a run between Christensen and Kurt Zouma, Emerson Palmieri on the left, just about playing him onside. The linesman actually gave, offside, but then VAR checked, he was on. And then the penalty stood, of course, because Lewandowski was through and Caballero was 1-on-1. Caballero tried to come for it. Lewandowski put the ball around him, I guess, and then, Caballero connected with him, brought him down, clear penalty. Lewandowski himself steps up, scores, and that's 1-0 after just 10 minutes, which, of course, is bloody brilliant. And then after 24 minutes, we're already 2-0 down. Kovacic, what on earth are you doing, son? What on earth are you doing then? Just caught napping, absolutely caught napping. I don't know what on earth he was doing, quite frankly. I have no idea what on earth he was doing. But he was doing it, I guess. He was doing it. It was just pushed off the ball by Müller. Müller played through, or then the ball kind of fell to Lewandowski. He squared it over to Perisic, and Perisic just slotted it in from, close range at the near post. Caballero expecting a shot towards the far post, so reacting too late to get down quick enough towards the near post. Someone criticised Emerson not being in position, but Reece James wasn't in position either because we were just building up. I think we had a throw in a minute before that. So we were just building up. So of course, with the way we play, our fullbacks were pushed up really high up the pitch. So when we lost the ball, Emerson turned around and ran back. Obviously, we didn't see exactly on TV how quickly he ran back, so it might have been a bit slow on that. But you can't really blame him for that. Thank you for the £4.99 donation, Blue FT216. What's the vocab term for today's game? Schooled? We got schooled, but arguably the best team in Europe right now. Yes, we did get schooled. Could have put that in the title as well. But yeah, we did get schooled because the thing is, for the first 24 minutes, Bayern were on it, and then they let the foot off the gas. And when we came back into it, they were certainly not going all out anymore. And then they went a bit harder again towards the end to just make sure, you know, it's not too much of an easy scoreline on us. You know, they did really school us today. But, you know, you have to take into consideration that we've had a long-ass season. Bayern Munich just had a month off since their last competitive game. Yeah, you could have thought maybe they're rusty, but, you know, clearly they weren't rusty, and clearly being fresh is more important than, you know, being in the rhythm, I guess, because otherwise the game wouldn't have gone the way it did. But yeah, that's that. You know, how else can you put it? I mean, we had the injuries to players like Perisic, who would have been one of the biggest danger men to Bayern Munich. And it also didn't help that Ruben Loftus-Cheek apparently was set to start the game, but then picked up another small problem in the warm-up or something, because he, in the end, wasn't even on the bench, which of course bloody brilliant, and I just feel for the guy. I just hope he can get over his injury problems, because honestly, it's tough. And guys, I'm not drinking out of me glass, of me bottle anymore. Got a Chelsea mug here. And of course, if you didn't watch my preview, different surroundings, I'm now in my new flat, which of course is great. I hope the sound isn't too echoey, so you know, that will still be adjusted over weeks to come. But yeah, moving on with the game, we did actually then score a goal. Callum Hudson-Odoi did actually then score a very good individual goal, but it was ruled offside by VAR. We didn't see a replay of it for about 15 minutes, but it was ruled offside. No one knew what on earth happened. I mean, we saw the ref's gestures. We knew it was offside, but we didn't know who was offside and when it was meant to have been offside. But in the build-up, Hudson-Odoi plays it to Tammy Abraham, who then plays it back to Hudson-Odoi, who then goes on his tiny little run for them to shoot from outside the box into the far corner with a great strike, great curling strike into the kind of bottom right corner, bottom far corner. But that ball from Hudson-Odoi to Tammy, before Tammy laid it back to Callum Hudson-Odoi, Tammy was offside by, well, about 2 inches. Just his heel was offside, I guess. So that was the correct decision. It was just a bit weird that we didn't see a replay of it for so long. That was just a bit strange, honestly. That was really a bit strange. But yeah, that was that. Just before half-time, we did actually manage to get a goal back, which at least makes the scoreline look a little bit better, because Tammy Abraham managed to score a goal with Emerson Palmieri doing quite well down the left, putting in a cross, which then Manuel Neuer just did really poorly to not catch. You know, if Kepa made a mistake like that, everyone, including myself, would be crucifying him, because that is a poor mistake. He should be holding on to that, but he let it bounce within his own 6-yard box. Tammy's just stood in the right position, really, and just taps it in. And that is then half-time. We go into the second half, and nothing much happens. You know, nothing much happens. Bayern controlled the game. They had, let me just check the possession stats. They had 64% of the ball. In the end, they had, let me just go for the shots. They had 7 shots on target, 8 off target. We had 3 off target and 4 on target. So, you know, we were definitely, clearly not the better team today. Clearly. Second half, like I said, it was a clear 4-3-3 with Kovacic at the base, Kante to his right, and Buckley on the left. Pretty much exactly like Sarri's system last year, just with Kovacic instead of Jorginho at the base, I guess. So that was, you know, interesting, but nothing much happened. Yeah, we had a couple of half moments where Mason Mount kind of run through by himself on the left. A shot from Reece James from distance. But then it was also Bayern Munich that missed chances. You know, Müller could have made the 3-1 much earlier in the game. But then in the end, they did, you know, first make substitutions, multiple. They brought Coutinho on for Perisic, Süle on for Boateng, who picked up some sort of injury. And then in the 71st minute, they brought on Odriozola for Kimmich and Tolisso for Thiago, who were both on yellow cards and might have been suspended for the upcoming Champions League Final 8 tournament. So that was 4 substitutions by Bayern Munich by the 70th minute. And then when they made their 5th and last substitution in the 81st minute is when we made our first and only substitution, as Olivier Giroud came on for Tammy Abraham, which I still don't understand. Like I said, we didn't really do much in the second half. But just before that substitution, Tolisso made it 3-1 from a, well, it just wasn't very good defending now, was it? It just wasn't very good. It was just a simple cross from the left, from Alphonso Davies. No, it was actually Lewandowski, wasn't it? A simple cross from the left from Lewandowski, actually. The one that Müller put over, that was a cross by Alphonso Davies. Cross from the left, I'm pretty sure, from Lewandowski, and, you know, Tolisso is just unmarked at the far post. Zuma kind of losing him out of his sight behind him, and Emerson kind of not being there either, but also none of the midfielders, because, I mean, Tolisso is coming from midfield. So, some of the midfielders should have been watching that, but none of them were. He was completely unmarked, put it in from close range. That was 3-1, and very shortly after, in the 84th minute, so just, well, 8 minutes later, Robert Lewandowski with his 13th goal of this Champions League campaign, which is outrageous. Honestly, the guy's so good, and assisted the other two as well. Let's not forget. Making it 4-1 with a header from quite far distance. Again, Emerson not looking that good. When the cross from Odoi came in from the right, it was quite a lot of distance. Willy Caballero could have done a bit better as well, I thought, because, Lewandowski was far out. Put a lot of power on the header, I will admit, but, really struggled. And at the end of the day, I mean, Bayern today showed us why in every preview I tell you guys we need more movement. We pressed, we tried, we ran our socks off. The players weren't like they weren't trying. But Bayern had acres of space every single time any of their players touched the ball. It didn't matter who it was, it didn't matter where it was. They always had time and space. Every single time. Right? That's because they moved. They had so much movement that no matter how much we ran, we were always 2-3 steps behind them. This is what I keep telling you, we need to move. It's not as simple as, the players aren't good enough. We need Kai Havertz and everything is sorted. No, Kai Havertz will be a strong addition to us if we do sign him, which we fingers crossed will. The sooner the better, of course. And he will improve us. But it won't be, the solution to everything. It won't be the magical solution if the players around him don't start moving. There were so many situations, especially in the first half, when Hudson tried to do things, especially once he was able to finally switch to the left side. And he had absolutely no one to pass to. Tammy didn't make a move. Hudson Mason Mount didn't make any movements. Barkley didn't make any movements. He had no one to help him. No one. Bayern always had 3-4 players to pass the ball to every single time. And that is the biggest difference today. Yeah, you can talk about defence and that. But attack is still the best defence. Pardon me, if you don't constantly lose the bloody ball, you're much more likely to, not always, well, I guess to create a better chances for yourself, and it be, in creating better chances for yourself, you don't lose the ball, hence why people can't attack you instead. So, there's a lot more to it than just, we're not good enough at defending, or we're not good enough at finishing chances. There's just not enough movement. Our pressing still needs to be worked on, and some of the players aren't good enough either. Mason Mount needs to stop playing on the wing. It's not, that's not him. Yeah, he did well there against Man United in the FA Cup semi-final in the 3-4-3, but he's just not a winger. But I'm not blaming Frank Lampard for playing like Mason Mount on a wing today. Willian is injured, Perisic is injured, Pedro is injured, and Hudson played. So we only have those 4 wingers. So Mason Mount is the only other one. So, that is that. What else can he do? But it's not him. We need options. We need to sign a winger, in my opinion. Yeah, of course, we have Werner coming in, who could play on the left wing. We have CF coming in, who hopefully will play on the right wing. But we still, need players. If Willian, strongly looks like he will join Arsenal, we need to sign someone. Whether it's Benrahma or whoever else, who even now has been linked to Tottenham as well. So we need something. But yeah, just to round it out, that was then the end of the game. It finished Bayern 1 on aggregate, 7-1, of course, which is quite harsh. I didn't quite expect that tough of a difference when we first were drawn against them in the round of 16 draw. But that was a different situation. Bayern Munich had a poor first half of their season. Yeah, they changed their manager. And, had a good start at the time to the, Bundesliga after their winter break. But, in my opinion, you couldn't have expected exactly how it went. We were not good enough in the first game. Could have done a bit better at the start of the game, but then just got absolutely scored and got scored again now. But this time round, for this second leg, it was more than expected. Bayern on a 17 games winning streak in all competitions. Haven't lost a game since December 7th of 2019. Haven't dropped points since early February when they drew against RB Leipzig. So, what else are you expecting, especially with all of our injuries? So, I guess that is that. Do excuse me, guys. A lot of talking gives you a dry throat. And I'm also sorry that I'm a bit too lit up, if anything. But when I put the camera settings application on as well to brighten me, to be less bright, I guess, the whole streaming software starts to bug a little bit. So, that is the reason for that, I guess. But, yeah, what else is there to say? We had a long season. We finished 4th, which, in my opinion, I never expected. Before the season, as much as, I was annoyed about some games and some decisions by Lampard and some performances by players, I expected us to finish somewhere between 6th and 8th. And when we got the group, I wasn't even sure whether we'd make it out of the group. Yeah, we only just about did. But, if Barkley doesn't miss that penalty against Valencia at home, it's not only just about, it's quite comfortable that we get out of the group. And yeah, we get drawn a tough opponent, and whether you lose 7-1 or whether you lose 2-1, on aggregate. You know, at the end of the day, we're out of the Champions League. Does it really matter by how much? No, we're out. You know, that is that. Unfortunate and, you know, tough to lose the FA Cup final. Would have made it a great season, but it's still a good season. You know, still a lot of progress, but still a lot of work that needs to be done, especially shown up today. I mean, Mateo Kovacic was horrendous today in every stretch of the imagination. I mean, not just for the second goal that, you know, was started by him giving the ball away and him just being caught napping, but he just can't complete any passes that are more than 15 yards long. You know, he just cannot do it, and it's very disappointing. Too many bad touches, too many bad passes. And N'Golo Kante was very on and off today. Some great touches and passes, then some poor passes and touches. Very on and off. I don't understand why Kante played the entire game today. How on earth is it that a week ago Lampard said it was even too much of a risk to bring him on during the game, and now he can play the full game? Makes no sense to me at all. Emerson honestly looked better than Alonso did in most games, even though he was kind of partly at fault for most of the goals. Other than those goals, he was quite good. He was one of our best players. It was weird. Hudson Odoi was really good in the first half, or at least 25 minutes of the first half. Good in the first few minutes of the second half. Then clearly got tired, in my opinion. You know, hasn't barely played in the last 6 months, really. So that's only understandable if you ask me. Can't be match fit. Like I said, N'Golo Kante, Barkley's not good enough. You know, we need to get rid of him if we manage to get Kai Havertz. Mason Mount, just not a winger, so it's difficult to judge him and difficult to, you know, say, oh, he was bad there. But he was bad. You know, he did have a poor game. He was barely involved in anything. But it's not his position. You know, we're not going to say, oh, Giroud was bad if we play him, I don't know, left back. It's basically the same thing. You know, it's a bit harsh to say, oh, Mason Mount was poor. It's tough. It's tough to talk about. Reece James struggled at times with the pace of Perisic on the left, and then whoever else came on. I can't remember who they brought on the wing, to be honest. Coutinho, and then Alphonso Davies, of course. Just struggled a little bit at times, but had good moments as well. Zuma and Christensen, I thought, were both pretty decent, especially Zuma. Yeah, could have done better for the third goal by Tolisso, but in general, I thought they're pretty good. Had a pretty decent game. Willy Caballero could have done better. Yeah, maybe on a couple, but, you know, like Fabrizio Romano said, like I said in my preview yesterday, you know, Fabrizio Romano did say that Kepa will not be our goalkeeper anymore. So I guess you could have played him and hoped that he has a blinder of performance, making for more, you know, teams to want to buy him, I guess, and make more money out of him if we actually can sell him, not just loan him out. But the likelihood of that, I don't know. But would we have lost by more than 4? Probably not, because Willy Caballero didn't really make any saves. So today probably wouldn't have made a difference with just the two goalkeepers started, quite frankly. We need to get over our injury troubles. We need to sign some players. And that's it. I mean, what else are you going to say? What else are you going to say? I'm going to say that there's 679 of you watching, and, you know, there's not anywhere near enough likes. So make sure you subscribe to Blues Fans TV and drop a like. There's over 650 of you watching, and there's only 188 likes. Every single one of you guys, go down below and smash the like button right now. And I'm going to mention or answer a couple of, you know, questions that you guys have put into the chat, because why on earth not, except Arsenal fans seem to just try to mug us off. I mean, you lost to Olympiacos in the round of 32 in Europa League, so I don't know what you're trying to talk about, to be honest. It's just Arsenal fans in the chat. Guys, Chelsea guys, you need to talk a little bit more. Someone said, there's a donation up. Zane, you donated £4.99 to laugh. Fair play. Fair play, mate. Cheers for the donation, though. Michael Miller said, I pissed. Lampard needs to put Mount on the bench one damn game, so he has to fight for his spot, thus gets better. I know we're limited today, but Mount is no way young player of the year at all. No, I agree. Of course he's young player of the year. Just because he's nominated doesn't mean he's actually young player of the year. But yeah, today I don't think you can really criticise him for that, because, I mean, who else are you going to play? William's injured, Pulisic's injured, Pedro's injured, and Ruben, the only other guy that we sometimes see on the wing, you know, since lockdown, I guess, was injured in warm-up. So, you know, who else are you going to put out there? Who else are you going to put out there? Remember, you were happy drawing Bayern, was I? I don't think so. I thought Leipzig was the easiest draw. Oh yeah, I tell you why I was happy drawing Bayern, because I thought I would be able to go to the game. And even that didn't happen. So I was human, because obviously I live in Innsbruck in Austria, and that's only 2 hours from bloody Munich. So, you know, that's that. Arsenal is the best London club. Lol. No, that's just funny. Hello everyone. Hello you. Lampard out. I mean, get lost. Willian injured. Well, apparently, officially. Don't know whether he's actually injured or whether he's just on his way to Arsenal. You know, to send another player to the retirement home. Trophies, you... All right, you talk about trophies, we, you know, actually go win them. You just win a couple of FA Cups. Have fun with that. Remember, you were happy drawing by. I just spoke about that. Arsenal the best. Okay, just honestly the same thing. Don't cry, Chelsea. I don't think any of us is crying. Where is Willian? Like I said, Arsenal got knocked out by Greek farmers. Sit down, yeah, kind of true. Frank is turning this team into Arsenal of the last 10 years, a bunch of puppies without teeth. I don't think you can say that because, I mean, I kind of expected us to collapse after the second goal, even after the first goal today. You could say, to some extent, like I said already, Bayern definitely took their foot off the gas, which made it a lot easier for us, but we were fighting, you know, we got to go back. Hudson scored that one. That was obviously then ruled offside, so, you know, that's positives and negatives, I guess. Zuma is solid, I agree. Well, we need improvements. You know, it's as simple as that. We've got Werner coming in. We've got Ziyech coming in. We've probably got Havertz coming in. But we need a centre-back. We need a left-back. We need a goalkeeper. We need those positions. Let's hope we can get good acquisitions in those positions because it's just desperately needed. But guys, I think I'm going to leave it here. I really do appreciate every single one of you that has tuned in. Again, if you have been with me from the start, I do apologise. I have no idea why it started the way it did. Usually I'm meant to press live before I actually go live. But I never did go live, so I never did press live, so I don't know why I was live. So do apologise for just you seeing an empty chair and then me waffling, you know, just screwing up and like lifting the camera up and stuff, just like drinking and, you know, sorting things out. I have no idea why any of this happened, but I do apologise. Do appreciate all of you guys that have tuned in though. Like I said a couple of times already in this live stream though, make sure you subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't already. Every single one of you does count, so make sure you do subscribe. That'd be massively appreciated. And drop a like on this live stream if you enjoyed it. Drop a like on this video if you're watching it at a later point, and if you are watching it at a later point as a video, make sure you leave me your thoughts on the game down in the comment section below. That'd be massively appreciated as well. But yeah, guys, thank you guys. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up to Chelsea. It's upwards and onwards. On to the next season. You know, let's get some signings done now. Let's prepare for the next season. Let's hope for a better season. Maybe a couple, you know, well, good cup runs, a cup win possibly in there, and a slightly longer Champions League run would be quite good, and a better league position, and just a better performance overall would be bloody brilliant. But yeah, like I said, thank you for watching. Up to Chelsea. It's upwards and onwards, and I'll see you when I see you.